Paul is here.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Good.
All right, you're live.
All right, I'm going to call to order the Town of Brookfield Municipal Building Committee special joint meeting with the BOE. It's Monday, July 11th, and it's 6:30.
And I will call the Board of Education joint meeting with the MBC on July 11th to order as well.
Very well. So the first item that we both jointly have on our docket here is the approval of the technology package for the new elementary school. I would like Rob Tenza to give us just a real brief overview along with Eric Conklin, real high level.
Yep.
We all have had the documents. Just let us know that it's been vetted and what the financial status is, and that's it.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. So Eric and I have been working on this package for the better part of 3 or 4 months now. Working through the documents, making sure that the intent that was put into the design has the equipment to go along with it, as well as meeting the educational needs of the school district. So Eric was excellent to work with and doing research on the latest and greatest technology. And I think he's very pleased with what we're getting in the new school. We did have a $2 million line item budget for this. And as we stand right now, we are going out to bid. So the numbers could come in lower, they could come in slightly higher. But we feel pretty confident with the cost that we have. We should be seeing somewhat of a savings here. The total technology cost as it stands with this package is $1,641,196.78. So that's with all the equipment, installation, training, warranties, all the peripheral connections, equipment. So I feel very confident that we've covered all of our bases with this estimate.
Good. And keep in mind, there may be some items that come along in the future that either something changes that we need or that, we didn't have or that we've had compatibility issues on. So, we have a savings right now. We'll reserve that for future use until such time that the building's complete, and that will return it.
And I'll add in to say likewise, Rob, it was a pleasure to work with Rob as well. He was incredibly supportive and responsive, and definitely could not have done this without him. So thank you. And I'll tell both boards here as well that while Rob and I did the majority of the work with his teammate Emily, we did get input around the district. So this was not a sole decision just made by myself and Rob. I involved the district's technology committee. I've taken input from staff, my own department. Teachers have emailed me multiple requests. There is one of the requests in there is actually from our athletic department. The Lou system you'll see partway down the list. So this really was a team project. And I think I'm confident that the staff with the training that we're going to include in this and the time spent to really get them comfortable with it, I think they're going to be very excited. And I think as excited as they're going to be, I think the kids are going to be even more excited. So I'm very happy with this package, and the fact that we were able to come in under $2 million is even better. So.
Eric, we thank you for all your hard work. We know this was time consuming on your part, and not easy as part of the rest of your day job, but we do appreciate your attention to detail and in kind of fulfilling everybody's joint vision of what this school can be.
No, thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think at one point I said, wow, what did I get myself into here? This is a lot. But I got to say, it was an incredible experience. How often do you get to be on the leading edge and be part of building a school, and especially something as incredible as this school? So to be able to be a part of it and see it come to light is an experience. And I tell you, I jumped at that opportunity, and it's very exciting all around. but especially the technology part, but that's.
Oh, that's great. Bob, I'm going to ask if we all get a motion on our side first, if that's okay.
Before we do the motion, let's see if there's any questions from the team on what everybody got the material. So I know
I had a question. I had a question.
Go ahead, John.
I noticed, I don't know if that's typical, but the shipping costs seemed very high. Like, for example, for the interactive displays, so you get charged per display. So 97 displays times 150 is $14,550. Is that typical? I mean, that seems really high.
Yeah,
shipping.
so what we've seen over the last year with the industry and all the struggles that COVID has caused is the price of shipping has gone up. These displays are upwards of 250 pounds a piece for the larger model. So it's not like they're all coming on one truck. So it is an expense that's passed off. And I will say, because we are going out to bid, there might be some cost savings realized, from the vendor who wins the bid. So we put this in as an estimate to cover our bases and make sure that we're not below expectations, but we could very well see.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like aligned with, like, a Chromebook cart, which I'm familiar with because I push it around all the time. $4,000 to ship one Chromebook cart seems excessive to me for shipping. $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it to kind of counter, to kind of speak to what Rob said, that, yeah, we do have seen higher costs in shipping. We see it even, I mean, we've even seen, when you buy lower quantities, the shipping tends to be higher as well. So we've even started to see shipping used to be free on Chromebooks, and now we've started to see shipping costs on Chromebooks. It's just the nature of everything going up. And then shipping does go down as the quantity increases. And so that's where, when we do go out to bid and we get, competitive bid quotes on, 90 plus boards, we could see that number better. In 2 months, we could see that number go higher as well. So just based on what we've seen, what we've got recent deliveries on in the past couple of years, what Rob knows from doing his job, is that's about a ballpark these days.
Joy, I just want to draw attention that it wasn't, if you look over at the quantity for the mobile Chromebook cart for 30 devices, there's actually 67 carts. There's not just a single Chromebook cart. So I just want to.
It was
67 Chromebook carts.
That doesn't sound right, because it says mobile Chromebook cart is for
30 devices, custom
yes,
panel
okay.
included. Quantity says 67.
How many?
So that's one Chromebook. That's one Chromebook. That's one Chromebook cart per classroom, and then the quantity of one is shipping is $4,000 total. So it'll cost $4,000 to ship all 67 of those.
Exactly.
But that is one Chromebook cart per classroom, with the idea of heading towards 1-to-1.
Right.
And that includes the Chromebooks themselves.
No, that does not include the Chromebooks themselves. Yep. So there are no Chromebooks in this purchase because we buy them regularly every year, and we've had the high number of Chromebooks through grants in the last year or so. So we did not include Chromebooks in this request.
And for the most part, Bob, as a matter of course, we try not to buy disposable technology, if you will, like Chromebooks with a 20-year bond or 15-year bond, whatever the financing will end up being on this project.
When I was reading that section of the specs, there was something about artwork. What's the artwork on the cart?
So included in the cost of the cart, so at no additional fee, this company offers a custom logo design on the front of your cart. And so our hope is that when the school picks whenever that part is, when the school does pick a logo, or some kind of symbol for the school, that would go on the front of every cart. It's very exciting. It's a nice look for the carts, and it's a nice uniform look. If we don't have to put a logo on. If the school ends up not having any kind of logo, we could always go the Brookfield B. could go on there as well.
Are they on track to pick a logo for the school early enough before we order these things? John, maybe you could comment.
I think the logo would come after the fact. It's not going to be like emblazoned on the cart. Is that correct there?
Well, we could talk about both options. So we can also talk about specifying. We can talk about specific delivery dates based on that logo if it's that important. You know, when it comes down to it, I think it's a great look. I think it'll look nice. But we can talk to the company about, you know, do we do this beforehand or do we have an option? Can we get the logos afterwards and you know, somebody come out and put them on, we put them on. You know, we can talk about that flexibility, but
Yeah, to
And
answer
this
Bob's
is
question
gonna be-
directly-
that timeline on the logo is going to play a part. Bob's 100% right.
to answer
And this
Bob's
is going to be
question,
vendor bid dependent also, because different vendors
is-
may have different
Yeah,
requirements.
exactly. It's Josh here. I was going to say this still is all going out to bid. We're getting, you know, we don't even know who our selective bidder is. We haven't even talked with them. We haven't even vetted them. So this is all down the road.
but we have not started the logo mascot conversation yet of the new school. Preliminary with the Candlewood Lake planning team discussed it, but we have not put a little side committee together. We certainly want all the kids who are going to be in the school to be a big part of that. So we're not there yet.
Okay, got it.
So none of this costs factors in Chromebooks one-to-one for every student, correct?
That's correct. Not specific within this. We're still heading in that direction as a district, but we're not putting it into this budget or specifically into the school project.
Is that something we're going to be able to sustain financially? Do we make that decision or come to that conclusion?
Well, through the operating budget, we maintain a regular number of Chromebooks every single year. And if we continue to maintain that purchase year over year, we will be able to maintain that as a district. So, and remember, we also do have the BYOD portion of that too. We allow students to bring their own devices. So we do not necessarily require the district. We're not requiring to have one device available for every single student. We've been targeting the number for about 80%. We've been really on track since I got here. We've been on track for about 80% of students participate and 20% bring their Chromebooks. That number.
I do
has
think
stuck
that
through.
conversation's a little bit beyond
Yeah.
what's on our special agenda tonight.
Scope here. I think for this discussion, it's a question of we have the carts in this budget and we'll
Well,
do
that's
it.
yeah, that's why I was linking it and saying it's related because we're requesting all these cards, but not knowing if we're filling them.
So yeah, the 30 is usually the minimum. We most likely won't be filling them with 30. We'll be filling them more with a class set of what stands true to our class sizes. So it'll be something more between 20 to 25, depending on class size and all that. But we anticipate by the time every student's in there, we're going to be able to fill these.
And you mentioned something about training. I think you said training for the floor projectors, which I was trying to match it with the map of the school. Was going to go in the multipurpose or it was the gym, I believe.
So the wall unit was going to go in the gymnasium,
Okay.
the Lou one, and the one just below that, which was the I'm blanking on the name. I apologize. The
The high definition
the
screen.
Beam Pro, the
Yeah,
Beam
Beam
Pro
Pro.
system.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was to be on the floor in the gross motor rooms.
Is that something that the staff requested as something that the physical education staff will be using?
It was not a direct request. We actually the direct request was for the Lou system, the one for the gymnasium. And we thought you know, in the terms of activity and looking for things in that space, that is kind of an extension of the gymnasium if it was being used, that it would also be an exciting thing for people to use in the gross motor room. The ones that beam down to the floor, yeah, they'll all require training, but the ones being down to the floor are more focused. The activities and the games and the educational components that come in with that are more focused on the elementary level. So we felt it was a good fit for the gross motor rooms.
So does it
But we
come
looked at it
with
as kind of an
training?
extension
Or,
of the gymnasium.
okay, does it come with training or that's an added expense that we'll have to look into providing the staff?
That will be part of you know, ongoing training years down the road past year one. we'll have to look at that and consider that, but training will be included in this purchase with everything that comes in.
Okay, so training's included in the purchase.
Correct. Along with the
Ini-
warranty.
Initial year one training, Eric, like as part of the installation process, the vendor provides, correct?
Yep.
Are there any
Any
other-
other questions on the MBC side or the BOE side? All right, hearing none, I will entertain a motion on the MBC side.
So moved to accept the package as displayed.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of the approval of the technology package as presented?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved on the MBC.
Okay, for the Board of Education, I'll entertain a motion.
Sure, I'll move to accept the technology package as presented.
A second.
And moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Unanimous. Oh, and who's that on the phone?
Looks like Mike is trying to join.
Oh. Dr. Mike, there you are.
Hey.
You
Hey,
okay?
sorry.
Do you approve?
Do I approve?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. We just had a motion on the table to approve the technology package.
Sure.
Right, it's unanimous then.
Okay, is there any public comment on the MBC side?
I would like to ask who the person with phone number ending with 489 is, please, for the minutes record.
You're on mute.
Okay, then I will.
It's Bill Perone,
Oh, thanks, Bill.
no problem.
All right, hearing no public comment. Bob?
All right, without objection, the Board of Education is adjourned.
Without objection, MBC meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.